Finneas O'Connell, as you would know, is Billie Eilish's brother, just clapped back at trolls who attributed his and Billie's success to their parents' connections and privilege. What is up, you guys? It's Susan Morad here with Clevver News. And yes, some people really did just claim that Finneas and Billie Eilish are successful only because they were born and raised in LA and of their parents' connections in the industry. In case you didn't know, their parents, Maggie Baird and Patrick O'Connell, have worked in the acting and film industries throughout their lives. But regardless of who they know, the amount of success Billie and Finneas have achieved is above and beyond what any connections could have got them. Together, they collectively won 10 Grammys this year, and they are still breaking records left and right. But over the weekend, Finneas wrote a piece of advice for young artists that sparked a debate about nepotism and privilege. Real quick, Merriam-Webster's definition of nepotism is the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives or friends, especially by giving them jobs. Finneas wrote, quote, "A piece of advice to young creatives. Shooting your shot is promoted widely, and I think honestly, it's a little overrated. Work super hard alone or with your closest friends. Make so good it speaks for itself. Don't pester people to work with you. Let them come to you." And before we get into all of the responses, I'd love to know what your initial reactions to this statement are. Get the conversation going right here in the comment section below, and you won't want to miss what upset fans had to say to him and Billie. Some fans thought that Finneas' mentality was only because of the privilege and connections he and his family apparently have. One person said, quote, "Easy to say when your sister is Billie and your family supported your career. Not everyone has the luxury and white privilege to be so lucky. I fought to be on HNHH and Shade 45. I'm an indie artist with a vision, working to live off my dream." Another said, "Spoken like someone born to two actors in LA. Here's my piece of advice. Check your privilege. Some of us have full-time jobs and are desperate to escape those conditions. My dad was a mechanic. I can't even afford his funeral. I have $700 in my bank account. So yeah, I'll shoot my shot." And another wrote, "I think the point most people are making is that the statement you made still reeks of privilege. Let them come to you is easy for you to say as a white man, but people of color don't exactly get offered opportunities left and right." But Finneas took to Twitter to set the record straight. In a since-deleted tweet, he said, quote, "During my lifetime, our parents were never able to fully financially support us off their work as actors. Our dad worked 12-hour days, 7 days a week as a construction worker for Mattel, and our mum was a teacher. Our parents gave us love but knew no one in the record industry." He went on to say, quote, "I paid off their mortgage last year and Billie pays them each salaries to tour with us full-time, though they have told us many times they would work for us for free." And Finneas added that, quote, "Anyone who saw us tour in 2019 knows our dad insists on sweeping the stage each night before we perform." So Finneas made his side of the story clear, and many of his fans rallied behind him and Billie, saying that they don't have to explain themselves to the trolls. One person said, "Just so you know, Finneas, you don't have to justify yourself to these people. We love y'all no matter what." Another said, "You do not have to prove yourself, especially not to haters. Everything you have is yours by hard work and great talent, and you deserve it all and so much more. Please, I love you." Another fan wrote, "The connections argument alone is tiring because sometimes even people with connections don't make it because public simply doesn't enjoy their art. You can't buy people's heart. We love Billie's music. That's just it." And both Billie and Finneas have praised their parents for encouraging their creativity while growing up. The siblings were homeschooled and, according to Finneas, were surrounded by music in every nook and cranny of their house. Last year, he told AWOL that, quote, "Just being afforded the opportunities I was afforded, living in LA, making music, being homeschooled, having time in the day to make all that music, it was just this gift that I was given of time and resources." And we all know that their success came from just that. They shot to fame in 2015 when their song Ocean Eyes went viral on SoundCloud when Finneas was only 17 and Billie was only 13. They recorded the song in Finneas' childhood bedroom, where they also recorded the majority of Billie's Grammy Award-winning album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? And what you might not know is that Billie still lives in that same 2-bedroom house where she grew up with her parents. And their parents actually slept in the living room so that Billie and Finneas had their own rooms to record music. Billie has also openly talked about the misconceptions surrounding her family. She told NME, quote, People just have a different vision of how I was raised, and that's not correct. They think I'm just a little rich girl from LA. Billie also explained that her family lives in Highland Park, but moved there when it, quote, wasn't a great neighborhood, but it was affordable for them. So regardless of how Billie and Finneas got to where they are now, their success speaks for itself. But now I want to turn it over to you. What are your thoughts on Finneas's initial tweet and subsequent tweets? And also, what do you think about all the responses? Get chatting right here in the comment section below. Oh, and while we're talking about Billie Eilish, click right over here to see all the ways she dominated last year. As always, be sure to hit that subscribe button right over there to keep updated on everything Clevver News has to offer. Oh, and we also have some exciting news for you guys. Clevver Music is actually coming back next month, March 2020, so stay tuned for that. I'm your host, Susan Morad. Thanks for hanging with me, and I'll see you later.